Hi, I'm Reb Myron. I'm a minister through Pathways of Light, and I've been a Course in Miracles student for 44 years. I'm going through the lessons again this year, asking Jesus for clarity, and then I write from that clarity, and that's what I'm sharing with you today. So let's get started. We're looking at lesson 23 today. I can escape from the world I see by giving up attack thoughts. The idea for today contains the only way out of fear that will ever succeed. Nothing else will work. Everything else is meaningless. But this way cannot fail. Every thought you have makes up some segment of the world you see. It is with your thoughts, then, that we must work if your perception of the world is to be changed. If the cause of the world you see is attack thoughts, you must learn that it is these thoughts which you do not want. There's no point in lamenting the world. There's no point in trying to change the world. It is incapable of change because it is merely an effect. But there is indeed a point in changing your thoughts about the world. Here, you are changing the cause. The effect will change automatically. The world you see is a vengeful world, and everything in it is a symbol of vengeance. Each of your perceptions of external reality is a pictorial representation of your own attack thoughts. One can well ask if this can be called seeing. Is not fantasy a better word for such a process? And hallucination a more appropriate term for the result? You see the world that you have made, but you do not see yourself as the image maker. You cannot be saved from the world, but you can escape from its cause. This is what salvation means. For where is the world you see when its cause is gone? Vision already holds a replacement for everything you think you see now. Loveliness can light your images and so transform them that you will love them, even though they were made of hate, for you will not be making them alone. The idea for today introduces the thought that you are not trapped in the world you see because its cause can be changed. This change requires first that the cause be identified and then let go so that it can be replaced. The first two steps in this process require your cooperation. The final one does not. Your images have already been replaced. By taking the first two steps, you will see that this is so. Besides using it throughout the day as a need arises, 5 practice periods are required in applying today's idea. As you look about you, repeat the idea slowly to yourself first, and then close your eyes and devote about a minute to searching your mind for as many attack thoughts as occur to you. As each one crosses your mind, say, I can escape from the world I see by giving up attack thoughts about blank. Hold each attack thought in mind as you say this, and then dismiss that thought and go on to the next. In the practice periods, be sure to include both your thoughts of attacking and of being attacked. Their effects are exactly the same because they are exactly the same. You do not recognize this as yet, and you're asked at this time only to treat them as the same in today's practice periods. You are still at the stage of identifying the cause of the world you see. When you finally learn that thoughts of attack and of being attacked are not different, you will be ready to let the cause go. So I include last year's reflections in these lessons because they show how the lessons first met me and how they have deepened. So in 2025, I wrote, Jesus is perfectly clear as he reminds us that we make the world we see with our thoughts. And it is a vengeful world because our thoughts are of attacking and being attacked. He tells us that it will do no good to try to change the world. Our thoughts are the cause, and the world is its effect. You cannot fix something by starting with the effect. I was thinking about this, and I remember one time I made a cake from scratch. Yeah, I don't know why I did this either, when you can buy perfectly good cake mixes at any grocery store. When the cake came out of the oven, it looked great. But when I tasted it, I realized I dipped from the salt canister rather than the sugar canister. It was inedible. But it was so lovely, and I'd worked so hard at it. Still, the cooking error was the cause, and the cake was the effect. Trying to fix the effect of the error would be a waste of time and energy. Trying to fix the world, which is an effect of our thoughts, is the same error. It's a waste of time and energy and causes more suffering in the attempt. Just as I had to bite the bullet and toss the cake, it was time to do the same with the world we made of our attack thoughts. But unlike my cake, which would have to be cooked by me again to correct the problems, with the world, I only need to identify the cause and then let it go. Vision will show us the real world that exists right now, unseen by us, who are fixated on the world of our vengeance. Looking at my attack thoughts this morning, I see that I did not agree with the decision of President Trump's yesterday. I felt anger, contempt for the choice he made, and frustration that I could do nothing about it. All those are attack thoughts. I won't write him a letter about it or even talk about it with others, except as an example of this lesson. That would have been trying to change the effect without changing its cause. But in my mind, I attacked and I felt attacked. My angry thoughts were the cause of the world I was seeing. This is not, of course, the first time I've attacked someone, but this time I recognized error and happily let it go, that I could go back to seeing what stands in the place of our thought errors. As it happens, it's love and peace of mind. I will not spend my time here defending what I think should happen. I came for greater things. I came to heal the mind so that we can have an experience of a healed world rather than a world built on vengeance. So this year, this is what I wrote. There's so much in this lesson that has a profound effect on me. From the first word, Jesus impresses us with the importance of what he's saying. The only way out of fear that will ever succeed. Nothing else will work. Everything else is meaningless, but this way cannot fail. I feel my body relax and my mind slip gently into peace as I take this in. In all of my life, I had wondered why life didn't come with an instruction book. It seemed so random and uncontrollable, with no way forward that offered certainty. Now, here is a promise that this lesson is the instruction manual I was longing to find. It was with anticipation that I first read the next two sentences in which he described the cause and the needed correction. Every thought you have makes up some segment of the world you see. It is with your thoughts, then, that we must work if your perception of the world is to be changed. I'm not going to say that it was at that moment I knew what to do and the rest is history, but it was then I knew I would find my way home and I would not stop until I did. As Jesus goes on to explain that it's not the world I must change to achieve peace, but the attack thoughts in my mind that must be relinquished. After all, the world is just the effect of those thoughts. It doesn't matter if I attack or if I feel attacked. Attack itself will shatter my peace. As often happens, I read a comment by someone that was so hate-filled that it hurt my heart. I felt uneasy afterward, but I went on with what I was doing. But it was like having a splinter in your finger, and each time it was touched, it hurt. So I stopped and talked to Jesus about it. I wondered, why is this so upsetting? It's not the first time I've heard this hateful rhetoric. Why did I need to look at this now? At first, I thought I needed to forgive her or to forgive the belief that something outside myself could hurt me, but that didn't change the uneasiness. So I asked the Holy Spirit to decide for me, since clearly I had no idea what to think that would give me peace. And then I waited, not doing anything, just allowing the feelings to run through me along with any thoughts I had. Then I saw the problem. I felt attacked by her words. I could not imagine living in the world of her dreams. And yet she was trying to convince me that this was what was going to happen and I should love it as much as she did. I felt endangered and I wanted to defend myself from her vision of heaven. I'm certain that my vision of how we should live with each other was just as upsetting to her as hers was to me. I bet that's why she had to express herself so forcefully She was defending herself against me. Once I understood the dynamics, I was able to let go of my defenses and my mind was at peace. I had to laugh when I looked at today's lesson. I appreciate the opportunity to get this clear example of my own mind before I even read the lesson. Trying to change the world is not ever going to work. I can't go around Facebook trying to stop people from attacking me. When someone's mind is fixed on an idea and they don't want to give it up, I can't do anything about that. But I can change my mind, and that is where my power lies. This morning, I practiced this lesson, letting the Holy Spirit decide for me, and went from distress to peace. I very much want to do this from now on because I am convinced this is the way out of the world we made. I bring this sister of mine to mind and I feel nothing but love. I don't agree with her and I don't have to. This isn't about that. What I know about her is that she is on her path to God just as I am. She and I are part of the sonship. I cannot hate her without hating myself. That's all I need to know about this relationship. My fear had been that if she got her way, I would be trapped in her world. But I discovered that I cannot be trapped in a world unless I choose attack as a means of salvation. Today, I proved that to myself when I changed my mind. This is a paragraph that is my instruction manual for a peaceful life, and how wonderful it is that my part is so simple and the outcome is already in place, waiting for my acceptance. This change requires first that the cause be identified and then let go so that it can be replaced. The first two steps in this process require your cooperation. The final one does not. Your images have already been replaced. By taking the first two steps, you will see that this is so. I still feel the ego trying to grab my attention with fear thoughts about the world, but I'm not interested now that I have seen the outcome it has for me. I place my faith in God and in my brother Jesus, who practices infinite patience with me as I learn to change my mind. Thank you so much for joining me in this reading. I hope that in some way this has been helpful to you. If it has, please like it. And if you haven't yet, consider um, subscribing. That'd be great. I will also be sharing about a paragraph or two in the text. So if you're interested, please look for that. Okay, see you next time.